Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. It really means a lot to me. So today I thought I would do an Ipsy try-on. Since I got all 3 boxes, I figured I had enough products to do almost a full face. There are some items that I will have to supplement, and I will do those off camera to keep the video a little bit shorter, but we did get a lot of products, and I will talk through my whole experience with the Ultimate this time around. I know many of you have shared that you also had the same problems as I. So one of the first things that we got was this serum from BioRace. I'd never heard of BioRace, so I wanted to do just a little bit of research on it and some of the ingredients, and I have to tell you that I'm rather impressed. I'm not going to go over everything, but I wanted to basically highlight some of the ingredients that I think are very good. The first ingredient after water, of course, is glycerin. Glycerin, as you know, is a humectant. It is going to absorb moisture into your skin. I want to give just a little bit of a caveat, which I heard from someone else, and I thought it was a very good idea. I live in a rather humid environment. Glycerin humectants, they draw water from the air into your skin. So if you are in a dry climate, it has nothing to draw from, so instead it's going to pull moisture out of your skin. So if you spray your face with water, or splash yourself with water, or use a spray before you put on the products that have the humectants in them, it's going to create a seal so that you are not going to do the opposite and dehydrate your skin. It made perfect sense to me. It does have niacinamide right after, shortly. Niacinamide is wonderful for spading. We're not spading anything, but it is good for fading dark spots, and it is also good if you have acne-prone skin. Now, arginine is also very high up in the ingredients. Arginine is an interesting ingredient. It is an amino acid, which means that it's going to help with the synthesis of the proteins that we need. It's an antioxidant, which means it's also going to increase hydration, and it's going to protect your skin from like the free radicals and all like the nasty stuff out there. At least that's the hopes that we have for it to do. Now, adenosine, I was trying to do some research. There is a lot, and I have to read up more on it. But adenosine is also an excellent ingredient, and all of these are very high up in the ingredient list. It is yeast-derived, and it has been shown in blind studies to be an anti-aging property. It's also a soothing agent. A couple of the studies that I read also said it could have some wound healing properties, which, if you think about it, it is increasing the collagen production in your skin. That's how our wounds heal, because it causes our body to say, okay, let's run and help. So it increases the collagen, which is going to heal your skin, which is what you want for your face. So those are, to me, the main ingredients that stood out that I was excited about, and they are not on the bottom of the list. They are way towards the top, and this is an expensive product. I believe this is $65, so I'm going to start with that. The only thing I sprayed myself with was one of my hydrating sprays just to start out. Now, this is a thicker serum, so my advice to you, I didn't do it today because I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to be going to sleep in a few hours anyway, but you want to put on any of your thinner serums, your glycolic acid, your lactic acid, anything that has a thinner viscosity, and then you'll want to put this on top of it. It does have a very nice slip to it. It feels like it has silicones in it, but I did not see a dimethicone, but it does have carbomer, which is a thickening agent, and butylene glycol, which is also going to give it that slip feeling, so it goes on nicely. It has a slight scent to it, and I did see a fragrance in here. It is not strong, nor is it extremely high up in the ingredient list, so I don't consider it a factor. But if you have any allergies or known irritants to any fragrances, be cautious, always do a test. That felt very, very nice going on the skin. It's absorbed quickly, but your skin feels slightly tacky because there is so much moisture in the product, so I am liking it so far. I'm going to go put on my regular moisturizers and my eye creams, etc. Everything to prepare, because we also have a primer to try, that Unicorn Glow Primer, which I'm excited to try. I'll be back in a minute. Alrighty. I am sufficiently moisturized. Let's see what this primer does. This is the Unicorn Glow Primer. I did try it on my hand. It is, I believe, slightly tinted, is it not? Yes, it is slightly tinted, which I don't know how it's going to work on all skin tones, but I'm going to try it on mine. It goes on really white. But it blends in. It doesn't seem to give any type of tint to the skin. It's very thick. Now, I did receive a CC cream in one of my boxes. It was probably, I think, the original bag, but it was too light for me, so I have this one. This one may be too dark for me. Let's see. It's an absurdity how small the writing is, but we're just going to go with it. It's going to be too dark, but I'm going to sleep in a couple hours. It doesn't matter. No, it's not as dark as I thought. At all, actually. Alright, well, now I know this is the color I need, if I know what color it was. Initially, I wasn't a fan of this. I didn't like the way it went on, but for some reason it has been behaving well, and I've been liking it, especially in the wintertime. It does have good for you ingredients, so it is not high coverage. I mean, they say it gives really good coverage, and I think that it does, but my hyperpigmentation still shows through. As you can see, you look very, very dewy. I couldn't put powders on top of this, like blush or bronzer, without powdering it first. See, when I try to build it up over the hyperpigmentation, it doesn't really do anything. Nonetheless, aside from the multitude of cat hair that's on my face at the moment, I like it. I am going to go do the rest of what needs to be done before the next step, and I'll be back again. I am back, and I just realized I'm looking a little ghostly. I think it's because I used my Dermablend powder, and it's white, so it tends to lighten things up. I usually use that when I have a darker foundation, but that is okay. I do want to try out these Farrah brushes that we received. So I'm going to try this brush for my blush. It's called the Cheeky End brush. This stippling brush, I don't know. And I certainly won't be using this brush. I may try it for a sharp line for a contour. That's what I'll give it a shot for. There are 3 bronzers that I'm just trying to use up, and the reason I'm going to do this on camera is because I said I want to try this brush. I am trying to get rid of this Catrice Prime and Fine. This is a wonderful contour color, and I've had it for a long time and hadn't used it, and I really want to try to hit pan on it. So let's try this. I don't know how this is going to work. Now, basically all it is doing is wiping off my foundation. That's really meant to be a foundation brush, but again, it's too small to be a foundation brush. We'll see. I'm just going to use my Sigma F04. Once again, finished up off camera what I wasn't going to be using from the box. Let's move on to, should we do blush first? Yeah, what the hey, why not? Let's do blush. So I got the Betty Boop by Ipsy and Ipsy, whatever you want to call it, the blush palette. Again, the packaging is very, very cute. Here you are getting a blush and 2 highlighters. I also have the blush that I got in my regular Ipsy bag. I'm going to try their blush brush and see. A lot picks up on here. Not their blush brush, but the Farrah blush brush. This brush is kind of flimsy. It doesn't have a lot of control, in my opinion. Yeah, as I go to like brush on, kind of the bristles are blending. Well, they're bending and they're blending. I think the blush is very, very pretty though. I'm just going to try the stippling brush and blend out some edges. This actually works better as a blush brush than that one did. This blush is very, very pretty. It's subtle. On my skin tone, I think it looks good. Again, I'm not sure how it will work on deeper skin tones. I was very excited to try this blush, which is like a cream to powder. I'm normally not a person that puts their blush on or other products like on my cheeks with my fingers. It's a very cool toned blush for me, but I think on top of the blush that I put on, it looks very, very pretty. Okay, that's not bad. I love the texture of it because it feels wet and then goes on dry. It's very cool. I have two things to use here. The Huda Warm Brown Obsessions, which I already had, so I'm using that one. And then the Tarte Paint Pot, which I think I will want to put on my lids because I'm dying to try this stuff. I haven't given this palette too much love, but I do enjoy it. And from what I'm looking at, so the color of the paint pot and this center glitter shade, which I would use, are quite similar to each other, so I think that's why it's going to work out well. I'm going to use the Betty Boop brush that we received, and I'm going to go into this lighter color, lightest color, just to kind of set everything, and I'm going to bring this up to my brow bone. I'm not going to go very dramatic today because, well, you know, but I'm going to take this brown color at the top and I'm going to put that in my crease. So a lot of you have told me about your Ipsy Ultimate experience, and a lot of you were able to cancel soon enough. I think what they did, unfortunately, and not being equitable about how they handled the whole situation, I don't think is good. I mean, some people got their boxes free next month. Some people just got a choice of a product. Some people, like me, just got points. Here's my whole thing about it. Was the value of the box worth more than $50? Absolutely. I think some of the indie brands, the prices were quite inflated, and getting so many indie brands in a box, although it is nice to try the indie brands, people were expecting more well-known luxury brands, such as in BoxyCharm. And I think they really, really, made a big boo-boo. $50 is a lot of money, and they did hype it up with the expectations of it being something extraordinary, and that is what people expected. In my opinion, people maybe went a little bit overboard with their reaction to things, but honestly, whom am I to judge? I cannot judge anyone's feelings. Maybe that $50 to them was like, something that they had saved up tremendously for, and so I really, really can't judge. But I took, I could have fought for a free box and everything, but as I said, to me, the value was over the $50. It's not like it was under, wasn't what was expected, or I think should have been in the box. My box was undervalued because, again, they claim this is worth $22, yet they are selling the entire set on the Ipsy shopper of the Betty Boop for $40. So you can't claim that one item to be $22. One thing I can say is that people were getting over-exaggerated with their price comparisons. They were looking on places like eBay and Poshmark and comparing the prices to some of the items that they got. And honestly, you have to take the full retail value and calculate at the box. Just because it might be on sale someplace for cheaper doesn't mean that the item itself is not valued at the manufacturer's suggested retail price for what they stated. Now, if they have the wrong price, if, say, in BoxyCharm, the Blickety Black eyeliner is actually sold on the Hank and Henry site for $18, but BoxyCharm says it's $20. That is not good. But I know that Ipsy was probably overwhelmed with tons of complaints, and honestly, I'm fine getting the points. I was actually able to go on and get a couple of items that I really wanted, so that didn't bother me. I said, but I can respect people's complete dissatisfaction and won't discount it. I'm going to take this brown and I'm going to put that underneath my lower lash line. I think the problem with subscription boxes, I don't have a problem. It's essentially a mystery box. You're still, most of the time, getting product that is valued more than the box. Problem I can see is if the products are completely unusable to you, then you feel like you've wasted your money. But it is essentially a gamble that you're taking. One person whom I hadn't seen comment before was actually quite upset with me, and I did apologize because she said that I was essentially mocking those who started the change.org. She said because I laughed when I was talking about it, and I certainly would never intend to mock anyone or discredit anyone for their feelings about what the situation was. So that would never, I hope you know that that is never my intention. But maybe I should be more cautious of how I speak and be more sensitive with my words. I'm taking this slightly orangey. I just want to see what happens if I go above that brown here for a little bit of color. I always do my best to try to respect people's views and viewpoints, even when they differ from mine. But I am neither perfect nor infallible, and sometimes I may misspeak because that's unfortunately the human nature. I said instead of going into that gold for my center lid, I am going to try this paint pot. I'm going to use my finger. Look how gorgeous that looks on your finger. Okay, I did not use glitter glue. I would essentially use glitter glue if you're going to use this. But it feels like butter. You know, the ones that I got in that Christmas kit, only one of them had this texture. The others felt so dry. So that's why I'm very glad that I returned it. Now, in my opinion, with the glitter glue, this will not move. This is stunning. Get this off my finger because I will inevitably touch another part of my face and completely ruin everything. Again, which doesn't matter because I'm not going anywhere. Just for the heck of it, I'm going to take this gold and put it a little bit closer. I want to see comparatively how close they are. And they're awfully darn close. I'm going to deepen it up and take this color here. So in my opinion, I mean, they have a problem on their hands because false advertising is something legally that is taken very seriously. And though they, you know, those of us or those who want to pursue it do essentially have a case in essence. I think they just need to do better. I think they could have done better. They need to do better. And I'm going to give them a chance to do as such. That's just me. I mean, again, you are absolutely entitled to how you feel about the situation. And you're entitled to be angry about it. I was perturbed. But in the grand scheme of things, I'm letting it go. And if you choose not to, that is okay. That is really pretty. I am going to put highlighter on my brow bone because they really don't give a highlighty shade in this. Let's try the highlighter and see what happens. I'm going to use my Jeffree Star highlighter brush, which happens to be one of my current favorites. I'm going to dip into both of them. Ooh, wow, they really picked up. But they didn't quite deliver. Let's see. Okay, you really have to build it up, which is not a bad thing for some people. Yeah, this look really needs a gold or just a different colored highlighter. The good news is it is not glittery at all. I think it's pretty, and for those who want a subtle highlighter, the first initial swipe is going to be very subtle. So for those who enjoy that, I like it. I said I wouldn't normally wear a pink highlighter with this look, but that's what I got. I wanted to use this for my inner corner. It's going to look ridiculous. Yeah, you know what, let's just, not going anywhere, let's just see what happens. Not bad, you know. let's move on. Let's finish this up. Let's try these two overpriced, in my opinion, glosses, because I think there's $18 each. We have the two colors. I'm going to try the darker one. I'll try them both on for you. So just realized I still have to add mascara to the look. Just to finish it off, I guess. Maybe. But let's try this. So this is, again, from Jules Smith. These are called Power Glosses. This one is in Namaste. They kind of have a chemical smell to them. I wish they had like a nice smell. Oh, they have a bit of a tingling feeling. I love that feeling. Okay, for a gloss, they're quite opaque, but of course, do not expect them to stay on because it is a gloss. But this is really, really pretty. Let me try on the other one, and then I'm going to put the one on that I like the most back on. They also have a bit of sparkle because when I went to wipe it off, there's some sparkle left. This one is in Serene Queen. This one is much lighter and less opaque. I would still wear this one on its own, but I think it would look very pretty on top of something also. And also we did get this gloss as well in one of our kits. This is from Semois. Essentially, it is clear with a very slightly hint of pink shimmer. Very, very slight. Oh, we also got this lovely highlighter. Let's pile on some more highlighter, shall we? This little guy from Trestique. I don't know if I'm going to be a fan of it because it's an iridescent pinky purple. Now I am tapping, not dragging. And do you know that I went to swivel this up? That's all you get. That is it. That is all you get. See, now that side I dragged it and it kind of pulled some things off there. Let's try using a brush. Okay, definitely the wrong highlighter for this look, of course. But it's just all about trying out the products for you guys. So this is very, I mean, it went on okay, but it feels very chalky. I'm going to swipe it on my hand. Oh, do you know, once, I think that was just the top, because once I put it on my hand again, this time, it went on very creamily. So I might, you know, I'll try this with a more appropriate look, but I think, of course, I'm going to go through it quickly, which doesn't bother me. It's like, you know, finishing up a highlighter. Woohoo! That would be phenomenal. Okay, so here is the final look. Overall, I'm very happy with everything because I have a lot of these products in my collection already, and the new products that I've tried, I'm liking. The brushes, I'm not so sure about. They're just, I don't think useful brushes for me personally. Some of you guys may like them, and I love that you can probably make them work. I'm very excited to continue to use this serum. For my final thoughts on the whole debacle, that was the Ipsy Ultimate. As I said, I am interested in your opinions. Again, I hope I haven't upset or made anyone feel that their opinion wasn't valid, because that was certainly not my intention. I look forward to some more of your comments on everything and on how you are liking any of these products that you have tried. But I love you guys so very much. I love sitting down and talking to you. It is, again, always the highlight of my day. And of course, whatever part of this world you're in on around, I hope you're having an amazing day, an amazing week, and I will see you very soon in my next one. I have so many videos that I want to do, and I'm hoping to be able to get them done. So I will see you soon, my friends. Love you guys. Bye.